What is going on, everybody? This is Nick back here in GM mode at Y4Turbo, and we are playing with our offensive dynamo Edmonton Oilers. Let's just go ahead and take a peek at those lineups real quick. Ooh, those look good. Look at that. 84s on the fourth line. Oh, man. So in the last video, we made some acquisitions at the trade deadline that you guys let me know about. We went a little bit of a different route. We got a lot of people weren't giving me the exact player, which I kind of like, because sometimes, you know, that exact player people don't want to give up, or the contract is weird, you know, stuff like that. So people were saying get depth for the third or fourth line. We got Wenberg here, and I'm fine with it. We did have to get rid of a couple players, but it's okay. But our D is basically the same. We did not go after Ryan Suter, who was on the block, which would have been awesome, but he's got what, like 6 or something more years. No thank you. No thank you. And obviously one of the biggest things that happened, if you didn't catch last time, was we did kind of the Kyle Turris route we did last year and picked up Mrazek in free agency, who was holding out for some money. So we just picked him up, and we ended up trading away Gillies, who just wasn't up. He wanted starting minutes. He was at an 83, 84, and I'm just not about that life. So in the real world of hockey, the Pittsburgh Penguins won the Stanley Cup. I'm sure you all have seen that. And if you haven't, you heard it here first, which I highly doubt this is the first time you've heard it. But they did win, so congratulations to Pittsburgh. And I have a lot of friends in Pittsburgh, which makes me consider them one of our biggest rivals. And obviously, you know, the last time they won it, 2009, was against my Red Wings. So it was a little tough on the exact day, too, of the year. So that stung a little bit. But here we are against the San Jose Sharks, who went up against the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Stanley Cup final. We are up against them in the first round here in what, year 5, 2020. So yeah, 4 or 5. And they've got a good team. They've got a very good team. You know what? Even though I did this last episode, just if you guys did not see it, I will show you the lines very quickly. I'm not going to go over them like I did in the last episode. If you want to see the lines a little more in depth, check out the last episode. There's some good trades. There's some good pickups and stuff like that. Kind of cool how we figure it out. But right now, we'll just take a look. Now, they're a pretty good team. Offensively, you're like, oh, we got this. We totally got this. They got a good team. Like, they don't have any 70s or anything like that. But, you know, on the first line, they have an 83. So who isn't bad. He's gonna get good, but he's got a good shot. Check out D, though. Check out this defense. Oh, my God. Keith Yandel on the third defensive line. Nice. That's awesome. I mean, that's kind of where he's at in this point in his career, actually. He'll be treading down a little bit in the coming years. But really, really great team for San Jose. They lost this year, so this is the year they really picked it up. And obviously, Griffin Reinhart, he is on this team. We traded him a little bit ago for a pick. I don't even know. Everybody was telling me to get rid of him, so we did. And in net, they have Rhymes and Jonesy, which Jonesy played unbelievable in the final. Congrats to all the Sharks fans out there. I was gunning for the Sharks a little bit just because of the underdog, you know, obviously. And plus, Pittsburgh, I got a ton of friends that like Pittsburgh, and I knew Facebook was just going to light up with all the go Pens go right after that game. So it's all good. We got Booth and Mazzy in the net. So without further ado, let's jump into the real-time simulation here and see what we can do. So, I think the biggest thing in this series is getting one past their weaker goalies, because they've got decent goalies, but they've got really good defense. So it is not looking like it's going to be a high-scoring series, because we've got a pretty good D-core too with our forwards, especially with Wenberg on the fourth line. So I was thinking if this game or the next game goes kind of bad, we could potentially move Wenberg up, move Henrique up to the second line. Patan could play center somewhere. You know, we could figure it out. So let's just go ahead and send the first period. 2-1. So we get 2 past them. They get one of their fourth liners, Troy Brower, who is actually down at like a 79-80 overall. Great player, though. Great grinder. Bracco and Nurse break through right on the one in the corner. Bracco in the corner and Nurse up on the right on the board. He may have intercepted that, or could have been a a quick like 1T, like he's just standing there and just kind of gets a little wrist shot off, because I think he's left-handed. Is he right-handed? I don't know. Well, over on that side, whatever. He gets a goal. It's 2-1. They're out shooting us 15-9. Second period, I don't think we need to make any changes as long as we hold them to no goals, or if we gain a couple more notches on the scoreboard there, then I think we'll be okay letting one more through. But I don't want to see any through. We got the better goaltender. I'm confident. Second period. There we go. I said offensive dynamo at the beginning of the episode, and look at this. Draisaitl, Hall, Eberle, first liners in their own respect. You know, Draisaitl can move up and down. He's on the second line currently. But Hall and Eberle on that first line, gun it. Look at Eberle. He's not going to miss from there. That was definitely a cross crease or something like that. Hall gets a nice rocket from the point. Draisaitl gets his opposite shot. Good symmetrical goals right there, kind of. And we are now shooting the Sharks. We have 5 goals to their 1, and it is looking like we just got to close down this third period. Mrazek knows the drill. He is experienced. He is a consistent goalie with that 2.3 goals against. And we're going to just gun it into the third. I don't think we need to do anything differently. This is how we have to beat the Sharks. Maybe not other teams. Okay, they get a quick one. But I think... Oh, that's their big Roy. Isn't that... Or Wah. That's their big defender, that 92 or 93 overall guy. They're on the power play here, so let's make sure to kill that. They go and pass Yandel from the point. Couple point goals here, but I don't think... Yeah, okay, there we go. I think that's the icing on the cake. And we take a 6-3 win. A little scary there. Mrazek let in a few late ones, but it was some of their big offensive defensemen. So I'm not too worried about that. Both point goals are probably, you know, one was on the power penalty kill. So not too worried about it. Mrazek still in my heart is the guy to go to. I was really sad when we dropped him the first time. So it's nice to have him back. Draisaitl, Hall, and Nurse. Draisaitl had a hell of a game. 3 points, 1 goal, 2 assists. Hall had a great game. Nurse had a great... I mean, everybody on our team probably had a pretty good game. I don't think we need to do anything. We win 1. Deanna has been injured. Okay, so that's okay. He will be back this month, so in a couple days. But I could have done assistant coach replaces player, but I just want to show you guys. This is why we picked up some depth, so that we can go into... Did I make him a right wing, or is he a center now? I could just go to scratch. It's Glendenning. Glendenning will be perfect for this role because he's got good face-offs. He's already he's up at an 81 from an 80. And sometimes he gets up to an 82, actually. He's perfect fourth liner here. So that's actually really good. Let's see what they threw him on in here. I promise I won't do this for every single injury if it happens. But, okay, so he's on this penalty kill. Actually, you know what? Let's put... You know who's really good on the penalty kill? Eberle. Eberle actually is pretty good, 86, and he could get... we could put Draisaitl. No, let's do Eberle, because Eberle is actually a right winger. He could get some shorties. That's a beast penalty kill. And then I just got to remember to change that when Dano comes back. And then, yeah, because Draisaitl's here. Okay, that'll be perfect. So I won't do that for every injury. I just wanted to show you guys. That's why we got him scratched. And if we do get a defensive injury, we'll bring up a defenseman. We'll just have to figure something out. So we are at San Jose for the second game. I don't think we need to make any changes. We just we did have an injury in the last game with Dano. So let's just hope Glendenning has a decent game, and we jump right in here. So, yep, let's sim that AHL game. Okay, we're still here in San Jose, so this is already a success. We've already split at least this away, stand against San Jose. So let's sweep it. Let's sweep these games away and then go back home with a ton of confidence, back to our home crowd. And we won't have to worry about jeers and boos. So first period, 0-0. Okay, I simmed it real quick there because I saw power. It's burned me a couple times where in the first 2 minutes I'm talking and they get a quick one. That sucks. But we're out shooting them 13-6. We knew we were going to be the offensive team here, but that's the thing. We can't let up. We gotta keep them on their heels, because if they buckle down, go into the turtle, get 1 or 2 goals, and then we can't even get one because they've got that huge defensive core. I know a lot of their big guns are offensive defensemen, But when you're a 93 overall, even if you're an offensive defenseman, you're gonna have some pretty good defensive stats. You gotta when you're up in the 90s. Look at Suter. Like he's a defensive defenseman, but he can still, just to make it, like, because it's EA, you know, they gotta make them, they gotta pad stats, they gotta do stuff. He can still score. Like I think last year it was just money. Every time you would get it to him on an offensive zone faceoff, he would just shoot it top court. Same with Cronwall. Cronwall will do the same thing. I'm talking too much. Second period. Okay, they get one. This is one of those games. See what I mean? We got to keep them on their heels. They caught up in shots, but we are still a little bit ahead. Chris Tierney. Is that his name? Chris? I think it is. He was pretty good for the Sharks all playoffs long. So that's pretty cool. All right. Let's, in real life, that is. Sorry. Okay, we just got to get a couple. Mrazek has a plan to stop the offense, but we got to score at least 3 goals, you know, a game, because he lets in those 2.3 goals. We got to score more than that, which 2.3 isn't bad. It's consistent. You know, he's consistent. So let's just start this. We go right on the power play and get a goal. Clendening from the point. That's awesome. Oh, God, that's so awesome. Sometimes right after I do these GM modes, when I'm waiting for the files to render, I'll play a game. I'll obviously do it without saving, but I'll play a game with the Oilers. Clendening is money from anywhere. You just shoot it at the net. It just goes in. It's insane. So it looks like we're going to go into the third period tied here. 28-34 are the shots, and that is us trailing in shots. Not by a ton, but we're still trailing. But it is 1-1. The Sharks are looking favorable right now in the amount of shots, and obviously going into the third period tied. I never like going against really good defensive teams. It's very difficult to come back from that. But they are at home. They're probably trying to rally, split the series. I'm not going to let up, though. We gotta let our guys know it's not all about that. So why did I okay, so anyway, did I say third period? I meant overtime. We're going to overtime. I don't know why I said third period. I don't know what else to say. We just can't let up. We can't let up against the Sharks. We just got to keep it in their zone. It's so hard to go against these defensive teams because it's so unpredictable. I'm sure you guys know, who have done your own GM modes, when a team has a amazing D-core or a really good goalie, like when you're going against Montreal, it's very difficult to win, especially in these overtime and third period situations where you're tied. So without further ado, let's go real-time simulation here in overtime. We're catching up in shots. We're on the power play. We got to take advantage. We don't take advantage. That's all good. We're catching up in shots, and we break through. Henrique on the third line with Reimer in the net. So, oh, yeah, that's their better goalie. I thought I forget. Jonesy is awesome in real life. Reimer is the backup. So Reimer is now the 85 overall, helping them out. Let's see the 3 stars here. Mrazek, Reimer, and Henrique. So both of them, look at that, 0.87 goals against. Nice, Maz. And then Henrique, obviously, with the game winner on the third line, could be our secret weapon. So we take both in San Jose, heading back home without a clean bill of health. We do have one player injured, but luckily Glendening is a great scratch player to have. And he comes in, and we win the game with him in the lineup. So it's said that Dano won't be back till the 24th here, I think. So we'll at least have 2 more games without him. He could come back as early as this game, and I'd be kind of hesitant to put him in, but he isn't playing on the 4th line, and I took him off the penalty kill. So we could just put him back, and he might get re-injured, but we got Glendening, whatever. I just don't want his morale to go down too low. So I'm not making any changes. I mean, I don't know any changes to make. Henrique obviously had a really good game with the game winner, but he's on the third line. There's that mean mismatch there. So first period. Okay, that's what I like to see. We break through. First 5 minutes left in the first period. Brian Little gets one on Reimer. So that's second line. So, you know, they still have a good defensive crowd out there, depending on what the line change was. I mean, really any pairing is kind of like a top 4 pairing for them. Kind of like us, but we have some solidified top 6 guys. So we're out shooting them. Everything's looking good. We're out scoring them. I think we just go through the second period. Second period, there we go. McDavid breaks through. That's always interesting. He's kind of like the Sidney Crosby of our Edmonton. because Sidney Crosby won the Conn Smythe, right? And as much as I do not like Sidney Crosby, just purely on the he's not like a bad person. I don't think, he's not like a lot of other players in the league have like had domestic abuse things and terrible things that are just very unfortunate for the sport. Sidney Crosby is totally unscathed in that realm. Obviously I'm going to be mad because he's a good player. He beat my Red Wings one year. We beat him the year before though. But, obviously there's a bunch of reasons. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people love him. McDavid is very similar in that sense. Also, how he's similar is that people are going to cover him a lot more once they realize what kind of player he is. But what he does off of the puck, when he has the puck, yeah, he can make stuff happen. But what he does off of the puck is where he really shines. And that's why he's, considered the best player in the world. McDavid is also seen as a potential best player in the world because the things he does off the puck, how he's able to score, his scoring touch like that, and his playmaking ability. And it's cool to see him break through because that means we could have ignited the beast, so to speak. And then Brian Little breaks through right there. You can't let him in that close, especially anybody over 85. Don't let him in that close. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, I kind of ranted on that a little bit, but it's 3-0 going into the third. We're going to real-time sim it. We are out shooting them by 3 shots. Let's go. Let's go, Oilers. Okay, they get a quick one. Hoodler, you can't always stop them all. They get another one. Griffin Reinhart, where was that scoring when you were with us, buddy? I don't know. We're out shooting them still, but we're letting in some softies. Come on. Can't let any more. Come on. This is a tough one. Okay, there we go. There's some breathing room. Rupert up at an 87 overall. He's doing great. So there we go. There we go. We edge him out. We're letting in some late goals, guys. We're letting in some late goals, but we do get a late goal of our own. And Booth was in the net for some reason. I'm sorry I didn't check on that. I will check on that next time. And that could have totally been it. Hopefully there's not an injury, but it said Booth was in the net. That is very scary. Taylor Hall has been injured. Okay. This is a tough one. Okay, we got to bring somebody up. Okay. I'm gonna do a cut because I'm gonna have to do line changes, but I'll be right. This is a tough one. I'm gonna figure somebody out. I'll come right back to you guys. All right, so it is time for Nikita Koroselev to come up. The reason I brought him up, other than somebody like Ty McGinn or something like that, was I was afraid McGinn, if we send him back down, he might get picked up. McGinn is making a little bit more than I'd want him to make. So I wouldn't mind somebody just taking him. But Koroselev won't go through waivers for the first couple games, I think so. And plus, he's a really great player. He is playing on the left wing, but look at that shot. Look at his skating. Not really good defense awareness or anything like that. I mean, decent for a sniper, but really not great, especially for a young sniper. It's okay. He could play center if we, get additional injuries, stuff like that. But I'm just hoping he can be up for 1 or 2 games so we can get a couple people back and we can send him back down. But because of his shot, though, instead of putting someone like Little, I decided to do Koroselev here. We're going to try it out. We're just going to try it out for like 1 game because who knows? And we'll keep Bracco down there on the second line. But I think if this doesn't work, we'll put Little here, and then we'll put somebody else up here instead of him. And I think that'll be okay. But Koroselev has a really good shot. He's right-handed here on the left side of the power play. Good for any kind of one-timer or even just shots in general. McDavid can pass it to him. So he should have a good time. 4-man power play. I just put Draisaitl here instead and put Eberle up on the first line. I don't think anything else really has changed. The extras were just 3-on-3 lines, and nobody's scratched except our injured friends here. So I think that should be good, but let's get back into it. Let's see if anything happens here. Maybe Dano will come back. Okay. No, he has not come back yet, so he might come back tomorrow. And then the 27th is when Hall is going to come back. So at least this series will have somebody back. We have a good cushion. If it was like, if we were in a 0-3 hole, I'd be a little worried. Not too worried. We still have a really good team. Koroselev has that shot. The third line should come out swinging, and we should be okay. So let's go ahead and sim this game. I forgot to check if Mrazek was in the net. I'm really sorry, guys. So hopefully he is in the net. Oh, man. Oh, no. Whatever. Okay. Okay, just play for your goalie, guys. First period. 0-0. We're out shooting them, though. I'm so nervous that he's not in the net. I can't believe Booth was in the net for the last game. We won it, but I still can't believe it. I'm sure that they put Mrazek back in the net, but that's so annoying. I need to turn. I thought I turned auto rotate off, but I probably didn't. I probably changed it when I turned on injuries. Knowing me, anyway. 0-0. We don't like these kind of games. We like to get that offensive off. Come on, Korstelev. Show me that ignition that you guys have. Show me that ignition. I also didn't do a team meeting. God, I am the worst. Are you kidding me? All right. Second period, 0-0. Heading into the third, tied up at 0. We haven't even broken the ice yet, so that is doubly terrible. So all I got to say is get pucks on net. We're getting outshot. There is no reason why we can't beat this team when they don't get any goals, because we have the power. We have the power to get goals. Come on, boys. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. There we go. Rupert there. I moved him up. And then we got Baracco on the fourth line. I don't think that was a power play. I wasn't really looking up there. Goldman on the Goldobin on the first line. Okay, we just waste a power play. That's okay. We keep possession. They tied up, though, Vlasic, that really good defensive defenseman there. So this is a little scary. We were back tied. We had a 2-goal cushion, and they instantly erased it. And we're going into overtime in a potential elimination game. This is scary that they were able to come back like that. Mrazek is in the net, though, so that gave me... I wanted them to get, like... I didn't want them to get one through, but, you know, I wanted to see who is in the net. I know I probably could have just gone to shots, and, yeah, I could have checked there, but... You know how we do. I never think of stuff on my feet. Look at where those shots were, too, right there at the top of the circles, respectively. Could have been off a face-off. Vlasic come in. Globin came over or something. Goldobin. God, I can't do it. Anyway, so Bracco and Rupert, thanks for your contribution. Let's get one more. Korstelev, this is how fan art gets made. This is how fan art gets made. If you get called up and you get a game winner to seal and ice this series, you will have fan art in your honor. I'm guaranteeing it. If you want to send me fan art, by the way, hit me up on Twitter at Y4Turbo, Facebook, facebook.com/Y4Turbo, or just email it to me, Y4Turbo@gmail.com. That's just a little hint for you guys. Korstelev, please make yourself a myth. Make yourself a legend. Come up for one game and get the game winner to ice the series. Give our guys some time to recover from injuries and just make sweet magic happen. Here we go. Overtime game period. We are shooting them 32-30 at this point. 5 minutes in and no goals have been scored. So it's a defensive game. You know what I mean? There's 4 goals in the game, but we're still playing a decent defensive style game here in overtime. Come on, let's just get one through. Shots are tied up. They have just taken the lead. We tie it up instantly and take the lead ourselves. We are going to a second OT in an elimination game. Unreal. What excitement here in the Western Conference. I'm getting kind of into this. This is cool. This would be a hell of a game to call. Shots are 40-43. Really not super high shot totals for an overtime game that went the entire 20. So that's kind of reassuring. I mean, obviously 40 shots to face is a lot, but we've got 43 on them, and they have a lot weaker goalie. So I don't know why we're letting that many shots through. I don't know why they're letting that many shots through with the defense that they have, but, you know. Second OT, let's just do it. I don't know what else to say. Kill that penalty. Thank you. No, Chartier. Okay. It was bound to happen. They were bound to get one through. And, get out of here. Pretty good game for them, but that was definitely winnable on our end. Let's see if we get anybody back for this game. Korstelev, nobody back. So let's just go in and make sure. We have some team. We have a team meeting. We have a player meeting. Look at that chemistry. Korstelev, you know what? I should have thanked him when I first called him up. That's why he didn't get a goal. That's why he didn't get a goal. Now all the fan art's going to be him not getting a goal, sitting on the bench or something like that. No morale game, but none lost. I'll take it. I will take it. Anybody here want to talk? Nope. No siree. Okay, so at this point, I'm still faithful in my group. I think we can do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and check the lines real quick because we can't let the Sharks get back into this. So we got to make sure everybody good's in the net. Oh, I thought he was up at an 88 for a second, but the game was just laggy. Boost's up at an 85, so that's cool. But Mrazek, come on, get a spark going. Diano, does it ever say like when they're coming back? Oh, it says he got a team meeting. Like, why didn't it say anybody? Whatever. Maybe. Oh, it said right there. Wait, let's look at that real quick. 2 days for Dano. So yeah, he's going full term right here. So when will that put us? That'll put us to this game. So I'm not too worried about it. He'll probably be good tomorrow, and then I'll put him back in the lineup. I'll put him on whatever line he was on, and then we'll have, yeah, that'll be good. Maybe I'll put him on the third line, put Korostelev on the fourth line, and we'll scratch Glenny again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. But this game, we got to run with what we got. So I brought Korostelev up. We got to run with them. All right. So I think little needs to be said. I think we just need to exploit the low overall goaltenders and get shot. Okay, Korostelev! Whoa! I always get burned when I talk too much in the first period. I always get burned, and we finally get one through 1 minute into the game. Korostelev comes through on the third line. There we go, buddy. There we go. We just needed to talk to the boy. We just needed to tell him that he is welcome here. So, first period. Boom. Korostelev with the only goal in that period. 1 minute into the game, breaking through, seeing that he needs to show and prove himself for next year. Just imagine how good this kid's going to be next year. Oh, man. I am so happy for this. So happy for this. That's awesome. All right. Let's keep up the pace. Look at those shots. Look at those shots. 16-5. Sharks are going to get buried in this game. We are taking it. Let's go. Second period. There we go. Manberg. I think he is now on the he's on the third line, correct? Or he might be on the fourth line. He might be on the fourth line right wing. I don't remember exactly. But look at those shots. 31-12. What is happening to San Jose? Are they choking at this massive stage? I don't think they really choked in the final. I think in real life, I think that Pittsburgh was the better team. I enjoy watching the Sharks. I like them as a team. I like Burns. I like that they still have an old group. They remind me of the Wings a few years ago, you know, when they still had a lot of the old guys. But yeah, I don't think they choked, but they're choking in this series right now. Let's see if I don't even want to say it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. 31-12. That's awesome. All right, so 5 minutes in. Shots have not changed that much. They're 35-14. Okay, here come the Sharks. But we get it at Lindholm. There we go. Okay, Lindholm breaks through. It's a 5-on-3 power play for us. It's a long one. We do not capitalize on that, but I think it might be enough. We have 40 shots in regulation. We have 42 shots in regulation, and we take the first series of our 2020 Stanley Cup Championship final, or playoff, sorry. We're not in the final just yet. The Sharks were in the final, though, in real life. Mrazek, Lindholm, and Reimer. I don't know why Reimer's up there and one of our guys isn't, but look at that. A shutout in the final game. Thank you, Mrazek, for being that awesome, consistent. That's above average. That's not even consistent. That's real good. And Clefbaum got a broken nose. That sucks. So we got to bring up. Okay, let me do this, and then we'll do our wrap-up, okay? Thanks. All right, so we just have Taylor Hall and Dano back here, and they should be fully recovered from their injuries by the time it gets to the next series, hopefully. And then we just have Caleb Jones here. I brought him up because we'll be able to send him back down without waivers. He actually has a pretty good shot and good defensive awareness. So actually, I really like him as a top 6. But yeah, that's it for that. So let's go ahead, and I think we actually have a player meeting I saw off camera. Yeah, whole team meeting. Let's see if we can perk any of these guys up. Faced adversity and triumphed. Henrique is happy. If you have anything in the AHL, probably Korostelev saying, okay, we can do a team meeting. Play smart, hard. Oh, yeah, they're in the playoffs too, so cool. They get some morale. Hopefully up to 80. We're all the way up to 90. I don't know why our morale is down. So let's go up a couple days and see who we're facing before we do the final wrap up here for this video. Okay, Deanna is back from the injury. Oh man, this is great. We have so many days. Ooh, the mini wild. Clef Bomb is available to play in the next game. So let's put him in real quick. I think I just have to change the one thing because I didn't change anything that he's in. So Jones, he's up in 81, but I will scratch him for Clef Bomb. And I think we should actually just send him down real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff stats. The only reason I did that off camera was because I knew I had to change the AHL lines for Jones. So let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats for this actual first series here. Only 5 games. So Draisaitl has 6 points in 5 games, mostly assists. Little did pretty well, 5 points, 5 games. So David had the assists, so he was on the board. He was just on the board for assists. +2, all these guys plus players. Look at all these pluses here. Clendenning, obviously, he's always going to be our top defender. He has capped off there at an 88, but he's still getting it done. 4 points in 5 games as a defenseman, a +3. I have no problem with that. Let me, oh yeah, and he's at an 87 defensive awareness, so that's awesome. Eberle had a good series. Hall had a good series. He was injured, so 4 points in 3 games. That's awesome. Lindholm did pretty well. And then we kind of drop off. Look at Glendening. That's awesome. Korostelev had 1 goal. We remember that. I screamed a little bit. Wenberg, he's on the 4th line. He is a minus, so that's okay. We put a lot on him being the 4th line center, but, whatever. And then Day there kind of being a little bit of a bust. He is a +2, but he has really good defensive awareness. So I'm not expecting him to really get goals, especially with that shooting category. I mean, he's got a cannon, but maybe assists. But I'm okay. If we're winning series, I'm okay with how he's playing. Dano obviously was injured, only played 1 game. So I'm not expecting much from him. And then WiiU had 0 points and was a minus. So that's no good. I want to think that he was okay and stopped some pucks, but and then I know what I'm going to see for Mrazek. What do you think we're going to see for Booth? I wonder if it will be the same. Oh, look at that. Goals against 1.4. Wow, looking good. It was probably that shutout, and we didn't play that many games. 4 wins, obviously, and then Booth had a win as well. So he must have come in for Mrazek on that, but 3.83. Booth is just not ready just yet. 0.95, great save percentage. Mrazek is a good goalie. Good call, guys. Good call on picking him up. So that's awesome. Yeah, okay. Let's go in and see the lines of this Minnesota Wild. We can actually go on in, and we will have home ice advantage for the first 2 games and game 7. So let's see what they're looking like. Obviously, they have Suter up there, but they might have somebody else. That's really good. Did they get rid of Parise? They did. So they have Zucker, Granlund, and Carano. An 81 on the first line. I almost said 91 because I couldn't believe it was an 81. This second line must be working out really well because I'd almost have this second line as the first line. Pacioretty, they end up picking up in free agency most likely. Shooting category is awesome. Pretty good defensive stats. Almost very similar type of player without the physical category to Jordan Eberle, with a really good shooting category and a decent defensive awareness. Also a fast guy, but I think I might take Pacioretty more times than Eberle just because he's a more all-around player and he's a higher overall. 3rd line Howla with Lang, who's a 79. So it looks like they might have some injuries. Crawford, Eriksson Ek, and then Kuhlman. So they might have some injuries. Yeah, they just might have some injuries. I'm not really sure. Spurgeon didn't really reach what a lot of him kind of expected to be. He's only an 85. He may have been a little higher than that because I think when it starts off, he's like 24, 25. I don't know how old he actually is, but this Broden guy looks pretty good. Suter they have on the second line with Dumba. That's a pretty good line right there. If I do say so myself, then Fallen and Strawman. Strawman's a great player. Good defensive awareness. He's pretty quick considering He's a defenseman and stuff like that. So, yeah, he should be pretty good, actually. They should have a pretty good D-core. Let's see who they have in net. Still Doobie. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the mic. Dubnyk and Kemper in the net, and Dubnyk has dropped a little bit down to an 85. So this team, I don't know what the deal is, guys. I feel like we could beat them. Got some, I mean, Goligoski probably still has some decent stats. He's got decent shooting stats, not really good defense. He'll be a good guy for injuries if they come up. And then this Mike Riley, offensive defenseman, he's got a really good shot, good wrist shot, honestly. I think Johnny Superman put him as a winger, actually, on the third or fourth line. So I'm not too scared. I'm not too scared of this team. Looking at this team, they've got a 70 out there. They have to have injuries. They've gotta. There's like no way that they would just be okay with that. Let's see if can I go into the injury report? Is that? I think that's in my managed rosters. Can I look at theirs? I can. Okay, let's see if they've got anybody. Whoa! So they're just what? They have no injuries. What the heck? Maybe they're pending. That's okay. It's still. Does it work for other teams? Like, can I look at another team? I don't know who. It works for us. We have Clefbaum. Oh, that's kind of cool. It show. I haven't even. I've never looked at the screen before in my life. But all right, cool. So I did the player meeting off camera just now, just because I didn't want to forget. And yeah, awesome. So we best the Sharks in 5 games. Could have been 4. Went to that double OT thriller. But we best the Sharks in 5 games. Booth accidentally plays 1. You know, that always happens. But we're going against I thought they were a battle-torn Minnesota Wild team. It looks like they didn't really plan on getting into the playoffs. 40, 28, and 14. Not, you know, not much better. They got in on those those overtime wins, just like we did. You know, we don't have the best. We didn't win anywhere close to 50 games. Neither did they. So I'm guessing they squeaked in on those overtime losses. I said overtime wins. I meant overtime losses. But I think they're beatable. I definitely think they're beatable. And I think that we will be able to get a lot past them. Even though they have Suter on the second defense line, I think we'll be able to beat them. So let me know your strategies down below. Let me know who you want me to do for the next GM mode. When we get to 1,000 subs, I will announce that. We'll finish whatever year I'm at in this Oilers GM mode. Don't worry about that. But let me know that. Let me know what you think about the finals. If you thought that the Sharks choked or if the Pittsburgh Penguins were just the better team. Just tell me. Talk about hockey in the comments. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new because I do daily videos here. And I will see you next time out on the ice.